Bay scallop populations in Maryland's coastal bays have a rather poorly documented history. From what we can gather, modest Maryland populations existed primarily in the higher salinity, lower portion of Chincoteague Bay until the 1930s. Beginning in 1931, a fatal ailment called wasting disease decimated eelgrass beds in the region. As seagrass beds are critical for successful bay scallop recruitment and early development, the loss of SAVs in the coastal bays ended the ability of this species to inhabit Chincoteague Bay. During the mid-1980s, SAV beds reestablished to an extraordinary degree in Maryland's coastal bays, and in the mid-1990s a project was formulated to attempt to restore bay scallop populations in Maryland. This project's outline was to construct predator exclosure pens in Green Run Bay and Chincoteague Bay, seed the pens with hatchery-reared bay scallops, protect them until they reach sexual maturity, and concentrate the pre-spawning adult scallops in smaller pens located in suitable areas. A series of predator exclusion pens ranging in size from 6,400 to 10,000 square feet were constructed in SAV beds in Green Run Bay in October 1997 and again in October 1998 to accommodate two separate seed scallop plantings. The area had dense beds of seagrass over hard-packed fine sand with depths ranging from 2.5 to 3.25 feet and was well protected from wind. The pens consisted of 4x4 corner posts, metal fence posts along the side, and a 3/4 inch mesh 4-foot deep vexar used as a containment material. Skirting material made of plastic 1/4 inch mesh netting was attached to the bottom of the vexar to seal the bottom of the pen. Weights were attached to skirting to prevent rolling and lifting. The pens were swept with a haul seine to remove as many potential predators as possible, and baited commercial crab pots were placed both inside the pens and in a perimeter outside the pens. The crab pots were regularly fished in the weeks leading up to the introduction of the seed scallops. Two seed plantings totaling over 1.2 million hatchery-reared scallops were made over a 2-year period, once in October 1997 and the other in October 1998. Scallops are flown in from hatcheries in Maine and in New York to a local airport and transported to the pens in Chincoteague Bay. Shipping mortality was negligible, estimated at about 1%. Scallops were planted by hand from small boats. This allowed for an even dispersal within the pens. Initial size class frequencies were obtained, with the 1997 scallops averaging around 8 millimeters and the 1998 seed averaging 20 millimeters in shell length.
19, 22, 20, 8, 11, 22, 19.
The most time-consuming and labor-intensive parts of this project were maintaining the integrity of the pens and clearing them of predators, macroalgae, and fouling organisms. The exclosures had to be checked frequently for gaps along the bottom and stability of the support structures. Crab pots needed to be baited and cleared frequently. Macroalgae, particularly in 1998, had to be removed from the pens on a weekly basis. Serpulid worm tube incrustations were periodically removed from posts, vexar panels, skirting material, and weights. Growth and mortality of the pen scallops were checked on a regular basis using a variety of methods, including a custom-made suction dredge, quadrat sampling, dip nets, and monitoring scallops kept in small, fine-meshed cages. Scallops were also checked periodically for gamete development, necessary for triggering the next step of the project. As the pen scallops approached sexual maturity, a series of 3 small 100 square foot exclosure structures were constructed in nearby suitable areas outside of Green Run Bay. Each satellite pen was stocked with 10,000 rapidly maturing scallops taken from the main exclosures. The search for progeny from the introduced scallops began in late 1998 aboard the fishing vessel Lubell, a commercial hard-clam vessel captained by the late Garland Marshall. Using a hydraulic escalator dredge, extensive surveys were made in seagrass beds north, south, and west of the pen locations. Records were kept of these wild scallops regarding location, number, shell length, and mortality. Since the initial sampling, the monitoring of wild scallops continued for many years. Scallops were found throughout the coastal bays, from Virginia to Delaware. The bay scallop is a short-lived species, with a lifespan of 18 to 24 months. As such, ecosystem stability is paramount in maintaining a self-sustaining population. Various events in recent years in Maryland's coastal bays suggest that this system may not be suitable to sustain bay scallops.